been doing a playthrough. I just recently respec'd Wesley Snipes finally. Before that, he had read zero skill books, no respecking. He wasn't using any special trinkets, just using the rabbit's paw. He was using Scrappy Tabby from Major Tom. It took me a while to finally get Third Eye, but I got it. You know, because I was doing other quests, trying to speed through to get stuff I wanted. He's got a leadership bonus. So yeah, he's just kind of playing natural with this character. I was using this character to help him do his chain ambushes and stay alive. This character was making the enemy attack her instead of him without the use of decoys. The entire playthrough was live streamed. If you're interested in watching that, I'm not good at editing, so you know I kind of have to tell you what happened. So this character has Bop Bag and Sex Machine to kind of help overcome the Bop Bag combat speed problem. I've got Combat Speed Legs for more movement speed. I've got a Phase Temper Controller for a large part of the playthrough. She didn't have any elemental resist. She's got this flag to increase the leadership. In the beginning, I maxed her charisma, put 4 in coordination, 3 in strength, and then just kept pushing strength from there, and then coordination after that. I started out with 2 in brawling, 1 in first aid. Later on, I got 4 in melee combat. The reason for that was to get Stunning Blow. Unfortunately, the idea of, which was not my idea, but somebody said stun the enemy, that way they won't trigger the chain ambush. I think they meant if the enemy is like, say, way out here, out of the range of the sniper, stun them and then chain ambush and, you know, kill everybody without having to worry about the game locking up. Yeah, that would work, but it just doesn't seem very practical. Kind of rare that might work. I think another option is to, for chain ambush, is to put the Deadeye scope, which lowers your range by 6 meters, but increases your crit chance by, I think it's 6 meters, but increases your crit chance by 6%. That would go in the scope slot. So then you would have like 18 meters of range instead of 24, depending on the sniper rifle you use. But yeah, in the beginning, this character used the sniper rifles from the Fish Merchant. One that had Risky Shot on it, and another one, a Perkel, which did a little bit more damage than that one. So I focused on trying to one-shot the enemies either with Risky Shot or the Perkel sniper. Got Sadomasochist and Goat Killer. I got Chain Ambush at level 6, and I only had the game freeze up once because I stunned an enemy thinking that they would not trigger Chain Ambush. They still did. Froze the game, had to restart. Also in the Brygo Vegas fight, if you're using Chain Ambush and he stops, it's like a story intermission thing where he says, "Alright, Rangers, I'll surrender. You know, give me the handcuffs." That also locks up the game if you're using Chain Ambush. So probably certain story missions where they, you know, stop and talk. I can't speak for the other ones, but for that one, it locked up. Yeah, you know, maybe you got to be careful for that. Save first, I don't know. But, you know, on Ranger difficulty, I don't play on Ranger difficulty, but I think you're going to be able to one-shot a lot of the enemies without getting criticals. Because I was going for, you know, if I don't kill the enemy, then the chain ambush stops. So in the beginning I used the Colorado gear hat. Let me get rid of this person. Bring in my skill checker. I used this hat because it gives +1 to all stats. And then in the beginning I set everything to 1. You can set these to 1 by pressing L1, I think. And then I got coordination up to 9, and then the hat pushes it up to 10. I put the rest in intelligence. That way, you know, you crit more often, the crits do more damage, and you get more skill points. Intelligence is really good in the beginning. I'm not going to say it's the best, but I like to go with it. I like to go coordination or intelligence for damage dealers. Doesn't mean you need to. And then after that, I think I put 1 in awareness, but then I thought that, well, on Supreme Jerk, he's got a crit if he wants the chain ambush to keep going. So I figured, let's get the crit chance higher by investing in luck. Also, lucky actions are good. Get to shoot multiple times, which is welcome when you're shooting weapons that cost 6 to 7 AP. The Megascope only costs 4. I don't have the Ray Tracer yet, but from what I've heard, you can use Draw with it. I don't know if you need an Advanced Materials mag on it. So yeah, Neutron Projector, level 5 Nerd Stuff skill check in the Gippers. That's a really powerful energy sniper. I save scummed the La Perla quest. The one for selling out Haley to get the SR 2000 Argent. I used that for a while. Did some quests to get stuff I needed. I skipped a lot of the beginning quests. Haven't done the Bazaar yet. Yeah, I went to Gippers, got some stuff I wanted, the armor and some other stuff. I got the there's also a doll in the machine commune, gives 5% more energy damage. The SR Argent, I got that because I wanted to make the freeze ray, and then I had to go to Aspen to get the recipe. You don't have to do all of Aspen, but you do need to get to Little Hell. Some tough battles in there. So mostly it was just my sniper rifle and this character. And this character did a really good job of controlling the enemy, debuffing the enemy, stunning them, freezing them, and making the enemy attack her instead of my sniper. And it was just them fighting almost every fight. And occasionally I would use this guy to do a rally buff to give +2 to Wesley Snipes. I do not have the foam finger yet because I haven't been in that area in the Bazaar yet, but the foam finger would also be really good. It would have helped me a lot because it would have increased hit chance and crit chance, so that way chain ambush can be more successful. Also using Bronco's 10% crit chance would have been a lot more helpful and helped me crit more often, which keeps the chain ambush going. What I did with chain ambush is I counted bullets. And for most of the playthrough this did not have a magazine on it. It only had 4. But a way to, if you want to lower your mag, like you have the enemies, you got to make sure when you do chain ambush, you got to count how many bullets you have left in the magazine. And you know, there are exceptions like turrets. If they're far away, they're not going to trigger chain ambush because they don't, like, if they're out of range. You have to count the enemies that are remaining, and you have to count how many bullets. Well, you don't have to do shit, but if you want to use chain ambush without the game freezing, I think it works fine on PC. I can't say for sure. This works as long as you make sure the final kill does not kill the enemy. You know, it's not for everybody. Some people don't want to count enemies and count bullets. They just want to have fun and shoot stuff. But what I did is I put a mag in this recently, and what I started doing is because I want to be more flexible. I don't want to only be able to chain ambush 3 enemies or 4 enemies. So what I did is now I can switch to objects, and I can you know, then I can shoot objects. It always targets the gas heaters for some time. It's really annoying if I move here. So yeah, by doing this you can kind of get the clip to where you want, and then, you know, shoot with a different sniper. I have a black star here. The black star only holds 3 bullets if you don't have a clip on it. It has risky shot in it, which I like. It hits hard. So yeah, like say you kill somebody with the black star, then switch to this weapon and whatever. Anyways, that's a way to lower your ammo count on snipers to the numbers you want before battle. And yeah, intelligence, luck, because you want to get crits. Crits kill the enemy on Supreme Jerk. I did finally respec this guy for the video. This is his kind of his final situation. I read 6 skill books that gave +6 skill points, so that's 30 skill points, and 1 skill book that gave +5, so he has 35 additional skill points. All he has to do is smoke a cigarettes and he gets up to 98% crit chance. That's not counting the luck crit chance. So yeah, he just smokes a cigarette. Now he's up to 98. So now he can, you know, do chain ambush and pretty much always crit, and as long as he hits, he keeps chain ambushing. Just make sure you don't kill the final enemy. I haven't been having really a problem with it. You know, killing multiple enemies at once. It's especially going to be much easier now. I probably phrased that incorrectly just now, but it's going to be much easier now because the high crit chance. It's going to be much easier. So now, yeah, he'll be really good with chain ambush, much more effective than he was before. I got the combat shooting from Gary Wolf. I don't know why it won't let me select it, but yeah, I got it up to 8 points. What you want to do with the other points is up to you. For this character, I get mechanics up to 3, take structural weakness for more damage against robots and vehicles. Survival up to 6. I take big game hunter. This is a huge damage increase against animals and mutants. Enemies that have tons of health, frogs, Cult of Holy Detonation, mutants, stuff like that. Weird Science up to 7. You can push it higher if you want more damage. Toaster Repair up to 7 for the heating element perk. Haven't actually utilized this yet, but when I do get the Ray Tracer, I want Small Arms up to 7 for draw. But yeah, he hasn't used draw through the entire playthrough. I had 1 in Small Arms in the beginning, just so he can use a handgun when they get up in his face and he has an aim penalty with the sniper. I got chain ambush at level 7. You can get it as early as level 6. Yeah, I mean he's got to one-shot the enemy for the chain ambush to keep going. So this is this setup, and another setup that would be good. Oh wait a minute, I'm pressing the wrong buttons here. Is a non-crit chance. I just made this guy. He hasn't read any skill books or anything. But with Yuri's trinket, 10% more damage. This pyro suit, he can get 10% more damage with that trinket. This pyro suit is not the elite version. Otherwise, you can get more damage. But even without critical hits, if I remember correctly, you can overcharge. and chain ambush. I think it still applies to all the shots, but I'm not positive. So this is doing 60% more damage to humans, animals, and mutants. So against organic targets that don't resist fire, this can one-shot a lot of enemies even without a critical hit. I'm pretty sure there's sniper rifles and Cult of Holy Detonation that can do more damage in this, maybe, at least against, you know, any enemy instead of just organics. But this sniper rifle can be gotten earlier, and you can get the top tier version of it instead of having to wait until you level up really high. And it has area of effect. It can be really good also with sneak attacks, because it's a very thin cone, but it goes really far, so you can hit multiple enemies with this. Another strategy is with assault rifles, you can also use the armor break skill, which is also a cone, so you can hit multiple enemies with the armor break puncturing shot with sniper rifles. I've done it before actually with sneak. It works pretty good. You can hit like 5 enemies at once. Risky shot, this will give you a crit chance if you want to get a crit, even with, you know, without needing high crit chance. This will give you a crit most of the time, depending on your base crit chance. And because the sniper rifle has such high aim, and there's other ways to raise your aim, if you watch my other videos I talk about that all the time, you can risky shot sneak attack enemies with this. What you want to do with the other points is up to you. This character has read no skill books. He's just got Toaster 7, Weird Science 6, Mechanics, 3 for structural weakness. You can put sneak, you can put whatever. Maybe if you need to cover some exploration skills, you can do that. You know, you can do survival for more damage. You can make him a sneak attack. But even on Supreme Jerk, I think that a lot of enemies you'll be able to one-shot KO. So you can chain ambush with the freeze ray without needing super high critical hit chance. Again, make sure you don't kill the final enemy of the battle with the chain ambush, or it will freeze the game. I can't speak for PC, but you know, on consoles that's a problem. So yeah, this is he doesn't need criticals. His stats are max awareness, max coordination. I max luck to give him more chance for lucky actions, and then I put in intelligence, sadomasochist, disciple of metal. Again, you can make the damage higher by putting more on weird science if you want. If you feel like you need a little bit more damage to one-shot some enemies. Yeah, so it's a lot of non-critical hit damage. Remember, damage against humans, animals, mutants, plus 60% higher than that actual number. So that's a lot of damage. You get 67 times 6 added to this number. That's just the bottom number. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot. So yeah, you're going to be one-shot KOing enemies without criticals. Use it with chain ambush if you want. Just use it regular if you want to attack twice. Use the food buffs. Use combat stems from the free armor. I don't think anybody's wearing it right now. Yeah, use the combat stems. Put threat intelligence. How come that's not in this hat? Oh, I guess I never put that in this hat because I didn't need it. Yeah, they have threat intelligences for 25% range damage bonus. They have combat speed. This guy's got combat speed at least. It's kind of helpful a little bit. He doesn't really move for most of the battles, but sometimes he does. So yeah, this guy can just shoot regular and then go into chain ambush, or he can just shoot twice. But you can hit multiple enemies in battle. with a regular attack or with a risky shot attack. Oh, I turned this thing off. Anyways, so yeah, I know a lot of people were struggling with, or not struggling with it, just frustrated with the chain ambush, freezing the game. I'm guessing a lot of people don't want to count enemies and count bullets, but I mentioned the other ideas. Deadeye scope, you shorten the range of the sniper rifle. It shows you a circle, how far it is. And then you can just stun someone outside of that circle with a brawler. This character is, that's what she does. She stuns because she has high charisma and a fist. And the glass knuckles applies disease. I feel like it's more than 20%, but that lowers the AP by 3. The frozen lowers it by 4 if you lower them both, which happens pretty often, more often than you'd think. That's 7 AP lowered on the enemy. It's almost like stunning them. So that might help keep them out of the circle if you want to use the Deadeye scope tactic of chain ambush and not have to count enemies. Just make sure you stun the enemy outside of that radius. And yeah, Commandments helmet. The playthrough, I'm going to put this in a list with the playthrough. It shows, you know, how to do everything. You can like put it on double speed, kind of try to fast forward everything that happens. But anyways, also like a hat like this, the aim hat, maybe if you want to do a risky shot with this weapon. This weapon doesn't have to only be on this guy. It can be on this guy too. He, you know, he does even more damage with it. But yeah, if you want a risky shot and you want the aim to be higher, put on an aim hat like this hat. The VR hat's like plus 20, but you don't get that till like late game. But that's even better. I haven't gotten it personally. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. I might do a follow-up video on this for more sniper rifle ideas. I just kind of wanted to help people do chain ambush without the game freezing. So this is a way to kind of get around that. Just make sure you don't kill the final enemy. Count your ammo, or use the Deadeye trick, or you don't have to have a Deadeye scope equipped on your sniper. Just, you know, stun them, but make sure they're outside of the sniper attack range. Anyways, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them if I can. If I can't answer them, I'll just tell you I don't know. And you know, I might do some more testing with these sniper rifles. I still want to get the ray tracer. That's pretty much just like, as far as I know, you just keep using draw and shooting for one action point. I'm not there yet, but this character's doing good. He's killing. He's an efficient killer. And yeah, that's pretty much it. A lot of overkill damage with snipers. That's the problem. Is, you know, you're doing like 4,000 damage to the enemy, and they only have 1,000 health. So it's like I'd prefer to trade in some of that damage for a lower AP cost, if you know that was an option. But anyways, they have good range, and with these cone skills, you can attack like a lot of enemies in a line. You can be pretty much safe, and you could have your tank. The videos show how to, with just a two-man team, you can effectively keep the sniper alive and keep killing, and you keep the tank alive and keep stunning, healing themselves, kind of staying out of cover to keep the enemy attacking them. But yeah, it works. You could definitely tank in this game. you can make it so the enemy attacks your tanks and stays away from your snipers. Definitely. Alright, that's it.